Hi there, this is Matt again, and I'm back with another Databricks Zero to Hero video. Welcome to part 2. In this episode, I'll be showing you how to set up an Azure Databricks environment. There are 3 parts to this video: setting up a subscription, setting up a Databricks Workspace, and cost management overview. So let's get started. An Azure account can be created using your email or GitHub. The account gives you access to Azure Portal, where you can find Databricks and other Azure services. To start a subscription, a form of payment will need to be used. Azure also offers free tiers for students and public accounts. If you are interested in learning more in detail, please check out the links in the comments. So let's set up our Databricks Workspace. After you've set up your Azure account, log into the portal and go to the search area. If you're not starting this for the first time, you can simply go to the top and click Azure Databricks logo that's on the top of Azure Services. Once you've clicked on the Azure icon, you will need to create a Databricks workspace. You can create one or more workspaces. When creating a Databricks workspace, you'll need to select a subscription and a resource group. Select an Azure subscription and then select a resource group. If you don't have a resource group already, simply press Create New and create a new resource. For resource groups, I like to title it by functionality. It's good to have different resource groups because it helps you manage budget and logistics much later. Next, select the region. Try and pick a region that's close to where you currently live. Once you've done picking those options, now it's time to select the pricing tier. Picking the pricing tier is the most important part of the setup, not only because of budget constraints, but because each tier has different features available to it. If you are using basic functionality, standard tier is the best one to pick. Trial is the free access tier, and it's really useful if you're first learning Databricks. Premium is a higher tier that contains all the advanced features of Databricks, such as the Unity catalog and SQL warehousing. We will be using the standard tier for this video and all other videos in this series. Now that we've gone through the main settings, let's go to the other settings and set up your workspace. In the Network tab, just select No for all options. We can skip over the advanced and the tag section a bit, so let's go review and create. Once you've created your Databricks workspace, it might take a little bit of time to deploy, especially if this is your first workspace that you are creating. When the deployment is created, you should be taken to this screen. Now that your Databricks resources has been created, let's launch the workspace. You can find it by looking at Overview and then clicking the Essentials tab. Then, click the Launch Workspace button. This should bring you to the following screen. And now you're ready to start Databricks. Cost management is an important part of Databricks. It helps track your spending, and it's important not to neglect it. The cost management area is the section inside Azure that lets you see current costs, spending rate, forecast costs, and the cost of each service that you use, as well as your upcoming invoices. The most important part of cost management is the Overview panel. It gives you an outline of the services that you are currently using and gives predictions on your spending rate and your past budgets, as well as any invoices you might owe. Another important tab for the beginner to look at is cost analysis. If you are on the 12-month free plan, you won't be seeing very many costs, if at all, on here. Cost analysis displays your cost by services used, geographic region of your clusters. It also lets you know by the location and the type of subscription that it was charged. Checking the cost management tab is absolutely essential. Often, it's the only way you know if you're having overages or if you left a cluster on, which is a common problem for beginners. Congratulations, you made it to the end. I hope this tutorial helped you set up your Databricks environment. Setup can be a pain to do, but you only need to do it once. Please remember, check your budgets regularly. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. In the next video, we'll create your first Databricks program. See you then!